the weekly vol, I should say. It's Friday, the 11th of June. It's morning, afternoon, or evening somewhere in the world, but it's Friday, which is the most important thing. And that's important because this week, this week's been pretty wild, actually. New all-time high on Bitcoin. Feels good, but I mean, fairly subdued reaction, I'd say. It's not like the normal, typical euphoric moon boys that are like, oh, wow, all-time high. But certainly feels good. And so I thought, what better way to celebrate all-time high week than to have two guests this week. And so we are joined by Bisola from SuperX and Ali from Li-Fi. How's it going, champs?
Not too bad. Excited for the all-time highs.
GM, pleasure to be here.
Good. And very, very exciting to have both of you on.
I can't hear you, by the way. Can anyone else hear him?
Did he
No.
mute himself? Wait.
I'm not sure. It's pretty animated though. He's talking to someone.
This bro just talking to himself.
I don't think he.
Why isn't he stopping?
I'm trying.
Wait.
No, we still can't hear you.
Now you might be able to.
Imagine he's just moving his lips. Let me call him. Yeah, he declined my call. We can't hear you.
You might be able to hear me now.
Yeah.
You can?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that was annoying. My mic disconnected and then like reconnected, so I thought I could speak and then like just kept disconnecting again. Anyway, I'm using my iPhone now, so it's not gonna sound as good anymore, but doesn't matter. At least you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, here we go.
Okay, we're back. Okay, I don't even know at what point it cut off, but I think I introed you both, and then I think I asked Mo how he's doing, and then I think it cut off from that point, right?
I doubt we heard anything from the moment
Okay.
you started
You were
talking.
talking for a long time.
Went along.
Yeah. It was like
I was talking about like Bitcoin being at all-time high and it feels good, but like the reaction so far from everyone's a bit subdued. Like we're not our usual euphoric self, which is typically what happens when Bitcoin reaches all-time high. Like we just wanted to hear like what you guys think about it. Like, yeah, it feels good, but like I don't know, it's not as euphoric as it normally is.
It's probably because everybody's sidelined. Like no one owns enough Bitcoin. Everybody's like too into altcoins.
I feel like we've learned our lessons with altcoins though now. So I mean, I feel like it's if you're not happy with Bitcoin all-time high, I think it's your fault now. What do both of you think?
Yeah, I tend to agree with Mo, to be honest. I mean, I personally did not size in enough. I think the last thing I expected was this move up, and I think it's probably going to keep going, to be honest. I think it's gonna be a sustained run, unlike the last ones where we were pretty quickly rejected, to be honest.
So you said,
sorry.
Go ahead, Ali. Go ahead.
No. Finish the point.
No, I was just gonna ask a follow-on question, which was essentially you said that it's gonna carry on going, Bisola. So like where are you expecting it to go to? Yeah,
but I think right now, the last time I checked, we're about 120. 118 is the rough number that I saw. I think it feels to me the real difference this time around, looking at the chart, it looks like 110 might have flipped to a support. I think before it was kind of resistance, and I think at the very least, even if we go back down to 110, it just looks more like support this time around than before, where I think it was pretty quite clearly, ceiling on price, in my opinion.
Yeah, fair. But my question to you is, what's the upside? Like, where are you looking?
Yeah, I mean, I think most people have targets around 150. That might be too aggressive, but I think that would be my next target, honestly. 150. It just feels like Bitcoin's trading so differently now compared to like 2021, and it feels like in terms of kind of price moving forward, we're not consolidating the way we used to anymore. I mean, that could change at some point, but I think in this environment that's so bullish, I'm definitely like wary of trying to bet against this price action right now.
Fair enough. So I'm guessing you're long right now.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I put them on size. I am long, but not enough is what I'll say. Not enough. Mostly in spot at the moment.
Fair. Okay. Ali, what about you? What do you think about like the current market? Bitcoin all-time highs. Maybe it doesn't feel as euphoric as it typically does, but still, I mean, the altcoins have been absolutely ripping as well this week.
I don't know, man. I feel I feel pretty euphoric. I didn't go to sleep until 3:30 last night. even even though I don't hold Bitcoin, just because I don't know. I always thought that like I was like too late. I thought that I was. I did buy it at like 20K in the bear market, and then I rotated into alts, which was a big mistake. But anyway, that's in the past. But I do feel euphoric because of hype, and also because I got a bit lucky. I'm farming a bunch of like perp dexes, and some positions I opened just to do volume are up tremendously, especially on lighter. I'm up like 200% on XRP. Now the sad thing is though is that was that was on 8x leverage, but it was with less than $100 because I had zeroed out my my lighter account doing delta neutral with hyperliquid. But no, I'm pretty euphoric. I think, well, I'm still cautious, but I'm hoping that this is the alt season and like the blow off top until the end of the year that we deserve for like the BDSM of the last 3 years. I so like in terms of Bitcoin, I think like 150 is possible. I remember at the start of the cycle, I thought like 2 to 300K. I'm not quite there now. But yeah, hype. I'm looking at like minimum like $75. And I mean like with the market cap of Solana, it's like 267, and I think it can do like at least half of that. Massively bullish on hype.
Okay. You're feeling actually very bullish, very bullish. We'll move on to hype in a moment, actually, because I think we'll spend some good discussion points on hype itself. Mo, I just wanted to get your side as well. Like, you know, we're at new all-time highs, price discovery. Like, how are you looking at things now?
Yeah, I mean, everything's looking pretty bullish. Bitcoin looks good. ETH actually looks good. So ETH BTC also looks good. So we might actually get a little bit of an alt season. I wouldn't know how long that would last, but if you know how to size correctly, like you can make a lot during like even a week of alt season. You can make a lot, definitely. I've
Yeah,
been
and you've
going pretty aggressive during the last few days. Like since the beginning of July, I've made pretty decent gains.
very good.
All with Ethereum. All with Ethereum.
Very good, very good. So yeah, it looks like you've been trading this really, really, really well. Like from the bottom, like longing it completely. And yeah, have you closed your positions, or are you still longing like for higher? You know, you thinking now that ETH is gonna, you know, now that we're at 3K, we're gonna go to 4K on ETH, or how are you seeing things?
Um, I have no idea. I don't know if 4K ETH is quite possible, but like yeah, I think ETH can push a little more because ETH BTC still hasn't touched the high it made during June. So I reckon it visits it again, it sweeps it. I don't know if it actually like breaks through it fully, but yeah, I definitely think this will push through, hopefully.
Okay, I mean it's not that far off to be fair. Only a few more percent, and
Yeah, it's like
and
two
we'll break
percent
it.
away.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fine, fine. Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, okay. Interesting, interesting. So it seems like a consensus between us all that we're feeling quite bullish right now. Um, well, you know, are we in like an alt season? I mean, I'd like to think so. I mean, look at the
Yeah,
green just on like my watch list. I mean, this is just some of the coins on my watch list that I just have to just keep an eye out on stuff. But yeah, green everywhere. I mean, even when you know when you see ADA pumping like this, it's definitely an alt season, right? How long is it going to last for, though? You know, is this something that is just a few days? Are we going to get a few weeks of like price action like this, or you know, is this just one of those scam pumps to get us all excited again before we get slammed all the way back down to new lows? What do you guys think? Bisola, you want to go first?
Yeah, I don't think this is a scam pump. I think this is pretty kind of confirmed. I think at least 3 months of pretty decent price action. I don't see us kind of retracing back down to, I don't know, 100 or 90 anytime soon. I think the price action hype kind of top blasting, the momentum and the just the vibes is very bullish right now. And so I give this 3 months of great price action. Alt maybe can sustain that. Maybe they reverse a bit sooner, but at least on BTC, I see this kind of sustaining for at least the next 3 months. And so I wouldn't be attempting to short this right now. I know a couple of my friends are kind of trying to double down on their shorts, and they've been blown up completely. Um, I've watched it happen, and yeah, I tend to be wary against trying to short this PA right now.
I think shorting Bitcoin is asking for suicide at all times. You know, you should never ever short Bitcoin. There's like 100 other alts that are always just better to short than something like Bitcoin.
I probably I would have had hype to that too as well, honestly. To that list.
Ali, what do you think? I'll just pull up the hype chart as well in the background anyway, so we can have a look at it. But it's also looking very, very good. I mean, to be fair, hype. You know, you mentioned 3 months of like bullishness. I mean, since April, hype has been on a rampage as well. So we've had like 3 months of bullish action on hype. Well, we're in the third month anyway, in the middle of July now. You know, another 3 months of this, 6 months bull market for hype. I mean, that would be absolutely incredible. I think we'll get well past Ali's $75 at that rate. I'm not so sure if we will get there that quickly, but hey, let's see.
Yeah, I think it's you know, the last time when we played paddle a few days ago, and you were giving me your bear case for height, you did sort of turn my head a little bit, and I was thinking to myself, if we go back to like 42, like maybe I'll take something off of the table, like maybe I am being delusional here, and now I'm back in like full bullish mode, and I'm still afraid though. Like I still like I
Don't be afraid.
yeah, I still don't know if it's real. I think like CT is like being so like intellectually and ideologically molested by the market over the last like 3 years that we can't believe that anything is real. But at the same time, that also does make me bullish because I think that maybe that disbelief is exactly what we need to have an alt season finally. And I think like my sort of thesis based on vibes I've had for most of this cycle is that we will. I mean, there's been like every cycle. There's always like a dominant theory for why this time's going to be different. Like last cycle, it was like Benjamin Cohen saying that the cycles are extending and we're going to get like slightly maybe a 5 year cycle. And in this cycle, it was that we've got too many tokens now. Pump funds ruined everything. We'll never have like an alt season. There's no more 4 year cycles. There's like these little like mini cycles where only a few coins pump. And I think that when we look back at the end of 2026, we'll see that the cycle ends between like November to January. And we'll just look back at it and say, well, it turned out to be 4 years again.
If that is the case, then, and you think that the cycle will potentially end this year, then maybe you don't sell right now, but maybe you do start to think about selling. Remember that next month we're in August. August, September, October. You said November, right? So maximum 3 months left. Are you really going to be able to time it to the top of the cycle? Maybe you are, but I don't know. Maybe there's a chance that I won't be able to.
Yeah, no, probably not. Like I'll be like laddering out. Like once if we get to like October and stuff's like still pumping, I'm gonna start like from that point like cutting aggressively. My plan is that under like in all circumstances, I'll be fully stabled by the end of this year.
Fair. Fair. Mo, what do you think as well? Like, how long do you reckon this pump's gonna last for?
I have no idea. I think the pump on Bitcoin never ends. I think this will be a perpetual pump for Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Because we're rarely seeing any drawdown under 10%. Like like the entire war between Israel and Iran, like it only gave us a 10% drawdown, and the market ate it up within days. So I really doubt like we'd experience big drawdowns like previous cycles. Like during previous bear markets, you'd see Bitcoin down 70% from all-time high. I doubt that happens again. I really do. But for other altcoins, yeah, definitely. I do think we don't have much time left to sell our bags. I do think we have, like, as I said, like maybe 2-3 months left before aggressive selling happens on altcoins. Like this month is bullish. I do think this month will be bullish for altcoins. Maybe August as well, but I doubt that alts can sustain the pump for multiple months, especially with how the dynamics changed during the market during the last 2-3 years. Like you realize that all these altcoins have continuous selling pressure on them, while the only coins that have continuous buying pressure are Bitcoin from Sailor and the other ETFs, and Hyperliquid as well. Like it has the assistance fund, which is buying almost $1, $2, $3 million worth of hype every single day. Like such tokenomics really help the coin. So yeah, I do think this will be over soon, maybe during the next 60 to 90 days. But yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, fair enough. And just to follow on to that as well, then if you do think that we've got maybe the rest of this month at least to be a fun time for your alts, any specific like sectors or any specific alts you're looking at? Of course, Bitcoin, of course, hype, but like more so in the alt market as well. Like anything
I
that's kind of on
personally,
your radar?
I'm not holding anything.
Yeah.
But I'm fully stable at the moment. I don't hold anything in spot, but I trade everything on perps just because of like how convenient it is. The coins I think will continue to outperform probably Ethereum. Ethereum will do well, I think. Hype, Fartcoin, SPX, SPX 6900, Uh,
Yeah.
I do think Sui as well. I do think Sui makes a new all-time high.
Okay, interesting. What about you two as well? Like, is there anything on your radars like at the moment? Anything specifically? Yeah, I'm sure hype, of course, but anything outside of hype as well, that's potentially on your radar at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite similar to Mo in the sense that I mainly do my trading on perps at the moment, and I think besides Bitcoin, I'm kind of staying and hype, of course. I'm staying away from, I guess, the lower tier alts at the moment. But I think the thing that I'm watching is probably the pump, launch on Saturday. Obviously,
Hmm.
the market is out on hype. The chart looks terrible, and it might be a bit risky to take any long term bets at the moment. But that's what I'm kind of looking at potentially as a position. Is definitely the pump launch on Saturday. I think that could be really interesting. Besides kind of the usual suspects.
Yeah, here you go. I've just pulled it up here on screen. You can see the pump market, which is live right now. Actually, really good volume. 100 million in the
Yeah.
last 24 hours. Really has stabled out as well in price. So as far as I'm aware, this is 5.2 billion FTV. Even though the market's been pumping, this hasn't necessarily been. It's been fairly stable, but still a little bit over that 4 billion public sale mark. Maybe there are some people who are like going to use something like this to hedge their position right now. It's a free arb, essentially if you get into the public sale and you short this, and of course you're getting paid as well in funding. Yeah, how are you guys looking to play pump? I'm pretty excited for it. I think it might be a nice trade potentially.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure about the other guys, but I think my kind of thesis on this is right now the token they haven't announced too much utility on the pump token. It's pretty useless at the moment. But I think my long term bet, maybe a couple months, is the pump team gradually announces additional utility for their token. I'm not sure if you saw yesterday, but they acquired a KOL scan as well, and their
Yeah,
token chart just went through the roof.
yeah.
And so I think my play here is, probably a low level long on the pump token, with the idea of being that over time they're building more utility, maybe hopefully inspired by hype, that hopefully can, create some positive price action to the upside. That's what I'm thinking at the moment anyway.
Yeah, fine, fair enough. I think I have a similar viewpoint as well. I have heard rumors about a 25% revenue kind of thing that is used to buy back. But I think they're purposefully not going to announce anything until afterwards and perhaps use it strategically. They also have a big war chest as well. They're raising $1 billion, like $1 billion liquid. You could do a lot of money with that. And uh, yeah, it's such a large amount. Like you can't even comprehend really. Like they could easily like drop it into the.
Yeah.
They could easily just drop that into the order book and do some crazy stuff with that as well. But yeah, let's see. What do you two think as well, Ali? You want to go first?
Yeah, I'm not gonna trade perps on it just because I know that I will wreck myself. But my plan is that if it goes below 3 bill, after like if we get a dump and it goes below 3 bill, uh, I will buy spot and I will LP it and get fees. I think you're muted again.
Oh, how about now? Better?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about yourself, Mo?
I'm personally gonna ape some like a bit of money during the sale tomorrow. I'm gonna send some stables to Bybit and will actually try to participate. I do think this fills out quite quickly. And yeah, I'm quite bullish on Pump. I do think like the way everybody's hating on it and expects it to be another flop just because of how selfish their team is. I do think the team will pull off something special. Maybe they'll announce something related to buybacks, maybe like buybacks with a quarter of the revenue, which can be very bullish. I do think Pump will eventually be a coin that's valued between 10 and 20 billion.
That's pretty high.
I mean, it's pulling off crazy numbers, man.
10, 20 billion. Yeah, it is pulling off crazy numbers, but I'm not necessarily. Let's see, let's see. I think sometimes the market can be pretty irrational. So yeah, let's see. Are you looking to basically long from open, like just straight up long and kind of hold it
No,
until?
no, I'm gonna buy you in the sale.
Okay. Yeah, fine.
I'm
Makes
gonna
sense.
deposit some money tomorrow.
Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. And I guess, look, you're getting it at 4 bill and it's trading at 5.3 right now. So if you were able to get in, you can kind of hedge it. I wonder how quickly do you think it's going to sell out? In an hour or less or longer?
I do think it's gonna be less. Man, plasma raised how much?
But Plasma Raise is slightly different though, because it's only 50 million in total. But basically, in order to get your allocation, you had to deposit some assets which were used. So
Yeah,
yeah, the
like
caps.
it was a total of a billion maybe deposited.
Yeah. But it's different though. It's slightly different, I'd say. But I get your point. It was that filled within like a minute or so. So if that can fill within a minute, Pump can definitely raise a lot of money very, very quickly.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it'll be fast, but it's strange they're doing it on a Saturday though. It's very weird day to do the pre-sale on a Saturday.
It is. Yeah, it is. It is. But to be fair, maybe they can just do it any day of the week, and it's gonna fill regardless. So, yeah. Okay. Interesting. Right. Anything else like that's interesting to you guys in the market?
Hyper EVM airdrops. The valuation, like now, we already saw with Kitten Swap, which really surprised me. I thought that was gonna be like under like 10 mil, just because like my view on AMMs on Hyper EVM is just every new chain has an opportunistic AMM team that launches there. And Hyper EVM isn't really like meant for that. Hyper EVM is basically just like a composable layer on top of Hypercore. But given that Kitten Swap is trading at what it is, I think that things like Felix, Hyperlend, Units, Hyperfi, just like any project, Hybra, G-Liquid, I think that all of these are gonna be some serious cooks. Like my essentially like what I'm doing with most of my portfolio is I've got Hype on Tuesday. I'm gonna stake it with Kinetic, lend it out in Felix, borrow stables, and then go and LP in like Hyperbeat and all these other dexes.
Okay, fair enough. I've got another name for you to add onto that list. But yeah, there's a lot of farming to be done on HyperEVM. I'm just going to pause for a second because we've got quite a few comments here. We've got a few people who are tuning in. We've got our good friend Beretic as well, who is making some funny jokes about RSIs on the 1 second time frame. He did also ask a more serious question, which is not market related, but thoughts on the two tether chains. I'm assuming you're talking about Stable and Plasma. Yeah, I guess I can just quickly answer this. My initial thoughts are Plasma seem to be absolutely dominating everything related to stablecoin chains at the moment. But I think I'll just wait for them to go live first and then see who actually really does the talking. Because I assume a lot of stuff happens behind the scenes. So yeah, I think it's just a little bit too early to say. But hey, look, they're raising 50 million, so they're gonna Plasma's gonna have a pretty good sizable advantage to begin with. And then we've got a comment here from El Capitan who says, in my opinion, this pump across the space is pricing in the new Fed chair plus Trump admin rate cuts pressure. We're still at a 4% plus rates, even coming down 100 basis points, not in a recession. Would Valhalla things beyond our expectations higher? Interesting take. Interesting take. Is coming down 100 basis points enough to like just keep things going? Yeah, maybe. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Do you guys have any thoughts on those two questions from the audience?
No immediate thoughts on my end. Isn't Powell meant to step down in 26, like mid 26 or like April, something like that? What's the date?
Possibly. I don't know off the top of my head. I'm not sure. Cool. I don't think you guys have any other thoughts, as far as I can tell. So yeah, going back to hype, you mentioned Ali that you basically farming the entire chain. I hope you're using IVX as well whilst you're at it.
Yeah, I definitely plan to. I'm waiting for a certain little announcement though.
Okay. Okay. How about yourself, Pasola? Like farming hyper EVM a lot, I'm guessing as well.
Honestly, not too much. I spend most of my time on the pub decks, trying to do some different strategies. The one thing I'm interested in right now, I'm not sure if you guys saw the Phantom supporting Hyperliquid
Yes.
launch, which is pretty big. The strategy I'm looking at right now is so I do some decent counter trading because all the data on the public is public. You can kind of find who the weak traders are and who to counter trade. I think the James Wynn saga was a pretty popular time for counter trading. And so because like you have Phantom supporting Hyperliquid and the data is public, it means that I can see which order flow comes from Phantom to Hyperliquid. And that tells me something about the trader. It tells me that they're probably less experienced when it comes to perp trading. It tells me they probably have access to less risk tools. And so that's a kind of a breeding ground for interesting counter trading opportunities. And same with Axiom as well, right? Like these platforms are more for meme coin trading. Perps are a very different product. And so I'm kind of trying to do the data work to map out the strategy for counter trading those sorts of trader profiles on these kind of alternative platforms than the actual native decks where you have more serious and experienced traders. So that's what I'm spending most of my time right now at the moment, to be honest.
Okay, nice. I'm guessing you've had quite a lot of success from it then, based on how you're describing it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the good thing about data being public, right? There's a lot of alpha, a lot of edge that exists. I think the EVM stuff is cool, but I think I just find the pub side more interesting, to be honest.
Yeah. And I think Phantom integrating Hyperliquid is very, very, very bullish. Phantom have a ridiculous user base, like ridiculous size user base, and I think this is just onboarding like a lot of users directly into Hyperliquid. So yeah, I'm expecting this to be very, very strong. One thing I want to ask is this live already? I haven't tried it yet.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
obviously.
it's,
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, yeah, apparently it is, but it's only for like a few wallets.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. And I wonder, is it like mobile focused as well? Yeah, it seems like I can see from the video that they've shared that it is going to be mobile focused. This kills like a lot of mobile Hyperliquid apps, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I mean, I'm not even gonna mince words. I'm building a startup in the space using builder codes and everything, and it's not great because that's such a large distribution. But I think the teams are still resilient. There's plenty of niches and places to play, and I think the best founders will figure it out. But I mean, it's definitely more competition for sure.
I don't know. I don't think that it kills the space. If anything, I think like it starts a gold rush. So this announcement came out like a couple of hours after speaking to you after paddle, and this is what made me bullish again, because what people don't really understand is what a huge bet on Hyperliquid this is. Like people focus on, okay, they didn't go to Drift, they didn't go to Jupiter, but that isn't like the main bet that they took. The implementation of this required so much custom work on Phantom's side because they're using Hyperunit. Okay, let me just take you through the flow. So they would first need you to swap your whatever coin you want to deposit into Solana. Then they get you to send it to a unit address that goes to their agent wallet. It gets bridged. Now their agent wallet, which is basically completely custodial, that has to sell Solana on Sol USDC. then it has to transfer USDC from perps to spot, from spot to perps. Then it has to send that on Hyperliquid to the user's EOA. Like that's a huge custom flow. Like Unit, people are like praising Unit, and this is certainly huge from Unit, but I think this is a BD achievement, not a technical achievement. All they're doing is they're saying, look, you send us Solana, we give you a wrapped version of it on Hypercore Spot. All of the complexities around that, like they've got the unit fees, the unit bridging time, and I assume that the agent will take on some risk because they don't want the users to wait for this long. So they take on some risk by, I assume, also having like a stockpile that they pay out from, and they have like some estimations on like how much they need to hold to keep this going in an efficient way. But then they need to pay fees when swapping, when selling the Solana. Obviously, they get price impact. There's a minimum swap amount of 10 USDC. Then they need to bridge it. So it's like the fact that they have built this, and this probably, like in terms of money, like if you were to quantify their dev time in terms of salary, this was a huge expense. So I think that now they've also set the bar that every other DApp that wants to be sort of like an everything DeFi app now needs to follow suit. But the reason why I don't think that this kills it is because this implementation is so janky, there's a lot of room to optimize this. So if another protocol comes out and they have a much better route that gets them straight into USDC perps non-custodially, then, well, to be honest, actually, we're assuming that people care about whether it's like non-custodial or not, which is a big assumption. But I mean, the risk surface of this is absolutely huge. Like, while Unit has done a crap ton of volume, like just to give you some context, since their inception, they did $8.5 billion in volume. That's like about a bit less than a third of Li-Fi's volume. So absolutely huge, monumental growth. But at the same time, there are risk vectors for Unit, because it's essentially like a lock and unlock bridge. And at the same time, because of this like agent flow, there's a lot of trust assumptions in Phantom's implementation. So this could also, well, I hope it doesn't for the sake of my bags as well, but it could end up blowing up. But I think there's a lot of room for improvement, and I don't think it kills the space. I think it starts it.
Yeah, no, fair. I hear what you're saying. I think I was more talking about like Phantom have like such a large distribution, and like now they have like the best perps exchange like on their app, so like competing with that is hard. But I do think like, perhaps with what you're building as well with SuperX, you're going to have like different features and different sub products and things like that are going to be completely different to what you can get on something like Phantom. And I think that's where like you kind of have to stand out. But I think if anyone is just making like a simple mobile app, then yeah, competing with Phantom might be a bit tricky there.
You said it better than me, man. You said it better than me.
Okay, you know what? I would love to ask a few more questions about SuperX, but before we do, let's just wrap up everything related to the market as well. We talked a lot about kind of some of the things that we're quite bullish on at the moment with Bitcoin, with Hype, with ETH. Is there anything at all right now in the market that's bearish, or anything that's like not looking so good? We talked about Pump as well. Mo, like anything on your radar as well that you're like, I think this could be a good short, or maybe don't trade this?
I have retired from shorting a long while ago after getting wrecked so many times. But I would only short majors, like on
Okay.
big high time frame resistances. Other than that, I rarely short for scalping.
Okay, fine.
It's too much of a headache.
It is. It is a headache. You can get wicked out pretty badly. And to be fair,
Yeah.
I was I've had I've had a couple of bad trades this week, and I've been on a really good win streak as well. But I shorted Scroll and I shorted Dimension, and for some reason both of them like pumped like crazy this week. Um, yeah, even though like for the past like 51 weeks of the year, I think I would have made money. But yeah, this was the 1 week where it didn't go well for me. But yeah, fair enough. Mo, anything else that's like on your radar, hype, pump, Bitcoin, ETH, like anything else that we should like pay attention to?
Nothing else is actually worth the attention. Like these few topics are more than enough. Like if you focus enough on these, you can make pretty much a lot of money.
Fair. Yeah. I think that's been a consensus thing that we've been banging on about every episode, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that nothing really changes there. How about both of you as well? Is there anything else like on your radar? Anything else like worth trading? Maybe you guys are trading like equities as well. Like they're also like in a crazy bull market right now too. SPX as well doing really well.
Not trading equities too much on my side, but I am spending more time in the prediction market space, on play market and stuff. I think there are some really interesting markets like geopolitics, betting, that kind of thing. And I think there's a couple of projects as well that I'm looking at potentially who are creating markets for on-chain trader data. Like how you have markets right now for is Bitcoin going to reach this price by the end of the month? I think there's some interesting projects around will this trader's balance reach X by the end of the month? And I think if you can take all the on-chain trader data, create prediction markets out of that you can drive a lot more trading volume there as well. And so I'm kind of looking at that space as well.
Okay.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Very interesting. One quick follow-up to that. Was Zelensky wearing a suit or not?
I don't think that's a suit. That's my verdict. I don't think that's a suit. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
No, I don't think it's a suit either. It's not a suit how we call like in traditional sense. So yeah, I don't think it's a suit.
I think it is.
Gosh, well, I you should bet yes. Oh no, it's resolved now. It's finished now. But yeah, it's that was a big debate, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Ali, anything else like on your radar, like outside of these four main crypto things that we talked about?
Yeah, I'm farming Lighter and
yeah.
Pacifica and some and Pear as well.
Yeah.
But there isn't, in terms of other coins, there isn't really anything else. Like I have been tempted to deploy into like Buddy and Rub and like Liquid on Hyper EVM, but I've done that like so many times, like across cycles, like trying to look for beta. And I mean, if we really do get a bull run, like an alt run, it might work, but I've just got too much PTSD, so I'm just holding my hype. And I just had a look actually. So yeah, no, actually, 75 is way too low. Hype with the market cap of ADA is 82. With the market cap of Doge is 93. With the market cap of Solana is 264. So 100 absolute minimum.
Let's label it $100. A long way to go, that isn't it? This is how the chart's gonna look when we're at $100. And this little pump that we've had here is gonna be nothing. We're gonna end up going all the way up to there. Yeah, long way to go. But hey, I don't mind. I mean, I'll be very happy if this is the case. I'll say that I'm not necessarily as bullish as you are. As in, I still think that hype is a wonderful asset. I think it's the best, probably the best asset after Bitcoin to hold right now as well. But $100, hey, Let's see. I was just pulling up a couple of other like assets that I like as well. One of them is Aave. I think it's been like something that's just performed really well for a long time, and I don't necessarily think that's going to change. I mean, this is from April last year. This is up like 3x as well. Like very, very, very clean. I think the other one that I'm particularly looking at right now is Pendle, which again just broke out yesterday as well. Especially with some major with some major platform upgrades as well, but also like a high revenue generating protocol, although a little bit different in my opinion. Just like two others that are just kind of on my radar again. But again, no
You,
financial advice. I don't know where these assets are going to go. These are just two on my radar. Mo, you're going to say
you,
something?
you should pull up the GMX chart.
Yeah, GMX. This will be interesting because, of course, they had a big exploit. Losing $40 million, and earlier today this got refunded. So yeah, pretty nice that that came back. This was a minus 30% candle. Actually, not that bad. I actually thought it was gonna go down a
Yeah,
lot more.
Yeah.
I expected worse.
Yeah, I expect worse. I mean, if you look at this, like overall, you wouldn't necessarily be able to tell like where the hack happened. So I didn't think it was that bad overall if you think about it. But good for them that they got the money back, and wish them the best of luck because you know I think it's just good for DeFi protocols to not have exploits. It's just better for apps to just continue and keep working, and competition drives innovation. So I want GMX to do well. Um, any other coins that you guys are looking at? Oh, I have one last question before we can move on. Right, Pump. How do you think it's going to affect the price of Sol? Whoops. Like, is Sol gonna like pump as well, or is Sol gonna nuke from the effect of pump.fun?
I think it probably priced in earlier when Pump Fun announced their sale.
Yeah.
I think that happened somewhere around the middle of June.
Is this maybe a little bit why Sol is perhaps a bit compressed, compared to like other assets? I mean, it hasn't really ripped that hard yet, considering it was $300 like in January. We're still really quite low.
Yeah, that might be a very good reason. Like you have to also take into consideration that Pump Fun has made 700 million in fees, and all of that is selling pressure on Solana.
Mm. Fine, fair enough. You, both of you as well. Any thoughts on Sol?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any special thoughts on this. I'll be honest on price impact from the pump sale at the moment on my end.
Okay.
Not sure about Ali.
Yeah, I think the selling pressure is really keeping it down. I think though that if Pump does well and it brings back the trenches to Solana. I mean, I know that the trenches like have never like, really stopped. I mean, just before this, we had Let's Bonk, but I think like they have definitely cooled down since around like March. So I think that if the trenches come back to Solana, despite that meaning well more selling pressure, I think just the inflows would overpower it, and we might go back up to 200.
Fine. Yep. That's it. I'd love to also, for the audience as well here, to learn a little bit about SuperX and like what you guys are building with that as well before we wrap up.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I mean, SuperX essentially is a trading terminal on Hypercore. We index a bunch of trader data on chain, and we add our own performance metrics like max drawdowns, margin usage, leverage usage, that sort of thing. And then traders will take that data and use it to inform their trading strategies. And that could be anything from copy trading or just kind of vanilla, I don't know, momentum breakouts, that sort of thing. But the idea really is about taking this data that for the first time is public because it's on chain in this great performant DEX, and using it to inform trading strategies. And so whether it's copy trading or counter trading, we think that that there's a lot of edge to be gleaned there. But it's really hard to get that data, and so we make it easy at the moment to get it pretty much.
Nice. And can you just like a one-click copy trade? So if someone wanted to copy trade Mo would just set up his strategy, or he just sets up a vault and someone can deposit into it.
Yeah, so you can create a wallet through our platform, and you can deposit into it, find the trader, and start copy trading it. So it's pretty fast. It's available on Telegram and web, and so yeah, it's pretty easy. I'm not sure if you guys do any copy trading or kind of use on-chain data right now to inform your trading on the perp side of things. Do you at all?
I think I use data. Do I use on-chain data? Maybe less so, especially if I'm trading Bitcoin or something like that. Hype, maybe a little bit, but no, I don't necessarily. But maybe I should. Maybe this will get me to start using it a little bit more. But definitely interested.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the people viewing as well right now would be interested as well.
Yeah, definitely check it out.
Yeah, would love to. And you can get access to it on Telegram right now. Like you can just set it up.
Yeah, I mean, there's a web version as well, but you can log in through a Telegram and start trading and doing your thing. So it's pretty fast, pretty easy. It's very similar to other kind of meme coin trading tools that you might have come across, like GMGN. It's pretty much kind of the hypercore version of that at the moment, I'd say.
Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. How do we access the web version? Because if I go on, wait, let me go on Try Super. Maybe I just need to go on the website like this.
Yeah, literally trysuper.co. It's on the main site,
Here we
and you
go.
get access to a bunch of trading data. So at the moment, it really ends up being that, like at least for my trading personally, I trade traders as opposed to tokens themselves. You can even create baskets of traders, hedge them as well, and really start to look at trading in a different way. And that's kind of what I meant when I alluded to creating prediction markets off of the data. I think it's
Yeah,
why.
I mean, look at this guy. This guy's amazing. He's only had a drawdown of 2%, and he's made 2 million.
Yeah, we can click into him and see, what's behind that. Yeah, and so you can get
Oh, he's shorting pump.
there you go.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, at least we definitely got to saw firsthand a couple of blobs happen when Bitcoin broke out. And so kind of the data is meant to be a pretty easy way of getting a sense of what other people on chain are doing and kind of the historical performance as well, if that's interesting.
Very, very cool. I'll definitely be playing around with this app, and yeah, everyone who's watching, yeah, go and give it a go. Trysuper.co. Sorry, Ali, I cut you off there.
No, I was just saying same. This looks super useful.
Yeah, it's a very clean app. I do like it. But definitely we'll be playing around with it. Ali, anything that you want to share with the viewers as well? Like, you've been building Li-Fi, you're working at Li-Fi for a while as well.
Yes, use Li-Fi to bridge into Hypercore and Hyper EVM. I cannot tell you how much better it is than the competitors. Okay.
Hey, you're getting paid to say that.
No. I do have conviction in it. I am like the resident hyperliquid maxi in Li-Fi. So I've been like pushing all of this through since I joined. And no, I mean, like already right now, we are the only place where you can bridge directly from like Bitcoin or Sui into USDC perps on Hypercore. We've got a number of bridges into I believe we've got Relay, Symbiosis, and Glacis, which is a one-to-one OFT bridge into Hyper EVM. We've got a few DEX aggregators there right now. I can tell you that Hyperbloom is coming very soon with a bonus for jumper users on their points. We've got another DEX aggregator that is currently not public, but is very exciting, coming to Hyper EVM. We've got like Bebop, Hyper Trade. So yeah, there's a lot coming. And in terms of Hypercore, I can't reveal too much, but there are some big improvements coming that will make a really big difference to the UX of bridging into hypercore, both into spot and perps.
Amazing. And look, you've been doing a good job amplifying a lot of this on Twitter as well. So go and follow Ali while you're at it. Mo, any last comments from yourself before we wrap up?
All good on my end, man. I think we covered almost everything.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, we just got a couple minutes left, so I think we can wrap it up now. Thanks everyone for joining in this episode. You know where to find everyone: Bisola, Super X, Ali from Li-Fi, myself and Mo from IVX. If you got some spare time on the weekend, go and trade some options. We have some lovely high leverage instruments on Hype, so you can get the highest levered exposure to Hype with our 0-day options. Check it out. Come and join our Telegram. Come and ask us questions as well. Otherwise, we will see you again next week. So thank you so much, guys. Have a lovely weekend and see you later.
Bye, guys.